Okay, that should be fixed. For some reason it wasn't properly recognizing this recipe right here, but now it is. Oh, I see what's going on. I made a terrible mistake here. Oh, no, I didn't. But for some reason, it recognizes a water bucket as it being a full, but just water block for some reason. Well, if it's what I did want, I just made a storage bus into a sink. So now we have 2.1 million water buckets. So here it is. The first step is the reprocessor. Basically, all we need is reprocessor control. Basically, all the reprocessor parts actually. Yeah, so basically you just need all of these. You need a controller, you need a collector, you need a waste injector, you need a fluid injector, you need an output port, and you need a power port. Now, the only thing to note is that the reprocessor collector goes in the bottom, right there, the bottom, and at the top you need the waste injector. Then you can put the other ports wherever you want, like a fluid injector for water and a power port for power, and of course the output port. So if we input a stack of cyanide here and we go into the reprocessor, we can see that it now actually knows that it has cyanide. And if we turn it on, it should start just dropping down cyanide there, and it will make plutonium. Now, we do not have anywhere for it to go. We can probably put it down in a chest here, or just leave it there for now. But basically, 2 cyanide makes 1 plutonium. Now, of course, we're gonna need a bunch of this cyanide and plutonium and all those things, because in the quest book, we are meant to get Insanite blocks. The Insanite block, I believe, is used to make, yeah, this, the philosopher's fuel, which then it's used here in the recipe for the Alamont's star. I mean, we only need 1, right, to make this, but of course this process takes a lot of other resources. Like, for example, the Insanite requires rosenite and benatite, and them can also be a little bit tricky to get. Then of course we cannot forget about the other block, which is the Insanite, which on its own needs a reprocessor with rosenite inputted as a fuel, and reticulite to make Insanite. And there's a lot of ites and stuffs, but basically there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. Just gather these rewards, and there's actually a better way of doing this. Like, you're already probably screaming and shouting at me. Oh, I got a beacon. That there's bees. There's overpowered bees. But I'd just rather have this slowly but surely making things, you know. As you can see, we now have 32 plutonium. Now, that actually brings up another question, and that is, I have this guy with Enderium blocks on inside of him. That's all good and fine. There's a little bit of an issue with that. That the Enderium blocks actually reduce my burn rate, I believe, so I kind of get more out of my fuel, right? So if I remove all of the Enderium blocks, I would get a bunch more burn rate. I think I would get a much more burn rate, which means tons more of cyanide incoming, because as you can see, it's doing a 1 millibucket per tick. It's not really that bad, but it takes quite a while to build up. Now, I am gonna AFK a little bit for today, so hopefully I don't need to do that. I guess we'll find out. So yeah, I did exactly what I said I had to do, and that was AFK. And well, let's just say we still need a lot of things. Basically, we are producing plutonium. I just forgot to actually lock the crate, and we're also producing now ludicrite. Now we'll get to this in a second, but first, as we can see over here, well, it's not actually producing anything because the amount of cyanide that we have is not enough for it, because even though I replaced all the Enderium with fuel rods and we're actually producing at double speed, this is still not enough. We're actually even producing more energy, which is kind of nice. But yeah, we're not producing enough cyanide here. It's taking way too long to do this, and that's a shame. That's actually a real shame, because if we go over here, we do not have a lot of cyanide here, and the reason is we're also using cyanide on here on this side with a fluidizer. The fluidizer is basically meant to turn our cyanide into liquid cyanide. Now basically the fluidizer, pretty simple. So you can make it a 3x3. You need a controller, you need an output port, you need an injector, and then you need, of course, the power tap. The difference is this guy can have like 2 fluids, 2 solids, and stuff like that to mix items inside of him. So you kind of need to pay attention to what you need. And then, of course, as you can see here, we already have like 37 buckets of cyanide, which is kind of nice. But it's meant to be used over here, where we input the liquid cyanide into here. And in the back, or I should say at the top, we input plutonium, and that gives us ludicrite, which is all good and fine. But of course, we don't have plutonium coming in. We have cyanide being injected here. I guess I can even turn this guy off for a second though, to remove that recipe from there. Which means that hopefully this dude should start getting, yeah, we already have a 1 plutonium. Let's go and put it here. It goes in there, and then it should go into there. And then when this has enough, we'll start producing things. I guess it just did one. Yeah, we have 104 ludicrite. Now, what are we missing? Take a look at the quests. We are still 50% of the way here because we need radiculite. The thing with radiculite is that you need to use another bad boy, another one of these with magnetite in him. This one has uranium, and then you need magnetite in them. And I believe the way you get magnetite to then get radiculite, that we need we need plutonium to get magnetite. I believe that's the way to go. It says here, yes, we need to use plutonium as fuel in our reactor to get magnetite, and then in a reprocessor with magnetite and ludicrite, we get radiculite. So you can see how crazy this is. And the problem is we don't have enough cyanide. But lo and behold, there is cyanide seeds. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Oh, I guess I was saying this wrong. I guess this is magentite, not magnetite. I don't know. But yeah, I don't have a seed for this one. So I'm gonna try and make as much cyanide seeds as I can, so all my machines can run at will, basically. So I've done things. As you can see, my reactor is now completely swapped, is no longer using uranium. It's now taking in a plutonium and just regular ingots of plutonium. I don't know if I can actually input liquid version. Maybe I can. But of course, it's still filling up because this process is still kind of slow. But it's alright-ish, you know, it's alright-ish. It has a decent burn rate at the moment. The more, I believe, the more fuel, the higher the burn rate. So we're getting a decent amount. And then we're getting the rusinite, magentite. No, wait, what? I forgot. I think it's a magentite. Yes. And then we need to turn that into a liquid version. We do over here with a magentite. Yep. We turn it into the liquid version, and then it comes all the way into this one where we're inputting ludicrite plus magentite, and we get radiculite. Of course, there's still a couple of steps missing as the game kind of tries to load the information, but basically we need to go all the way to Insanite. So we're missing Inanite and Insanite. I don't know. Yeah. But for that, we need rusinite. You know, if we take a look here. And how do we make rusinite? We need benatite. Benatite? Yes, benatite plus rusinite. So how do we make Rosinite? Well, we do it with Verium. As you can see here, if we put together plutonium with yellorium or uranium, we get Verium. And Verium inputted into a reactor will give us what we need. Now, will give us what we need is a understatement, because it will give us what we need, but how much is it going to take to get the Inanite and Insanite and what's the last one? It's an Insanite block. Okay, yeah. Whew. It's gonna be a doozy. Gonna be a doozy. As you can see, we need Rosinite, so we need to make that Verium. And this is Rosinite plus Benatite to make this one. I don't even know how to make this thing. Guys will try to find out, but yeah, that's still a couple machines to do. But of course, I had to upgrade some stuff. Mainly, I upgraded our cyanide seed production. I made a bunch of cyanide by AFK, and I got a bunch of cyanide, and then I just turned it all into seeds. And then I came up with this upgraded design for the crop farms, where this guy is always spinning. He never stops, which means he's always collecting everything. But it's technically breaking them because he has no chest, he has no storage. But that's where this guy comes in, this advanced collector, which is just picking up all the cyanide that flies into the air and then inputs it into the chest right here. So this is how I'm getting tons and tons of cyanide. If we actually take a look at our storage system, we're gaining cyanide, even though I'm heavily using cyanide at the moment. But even though this looks good, I still need another reprocessor producing plutonium, because I need to use that plutonium with uranium to get my hands on Verium, and then I need another reactor that will be producing Rosinite. So I guess I'm gonna do it all in this corner right here. So I'm gonna have like a smaller version of that reactor here that will be also slowly filling up, and will be technically separated from the other systems, because so far all the other systems are kind of connected in some way. This one will be separated right here. And here we go. We are now using uranium with plutonium, and we're getting our hands on empty. Nothing. I guess it takes a while. I have the right recipe, right? Yeah, I do have the right recipe. Like 1 plutonium ingot with 2 uranium ingots, I should be getting enough Verium. Okay, what is happening here? Because I don't know. Is there something wrong with this recipe right now? Oh, I know what's wrong. It's okay. I know now it's gonna work. Look at that. Yeah, now it did work. It's basically whenever there's an input of items into the machine, it resets the progress, which I believe is something they should fix. Like they really should. But it's working. We have access to Verium now. Now I just need to put here like a mini reactor that's gonna start producing us some Rosinite and some extra power. And there we go. We now have 7 buckets of Rosinite as we are filling slowly but surely this area. And of course we have to turn this bad boy on. And yep, and this guy actually burns the Verium super duper fast, like faster than what I'm producing. So that could be a little bit of a problem. Hopefully it's not going to be a problem. It's kind of a problem. It is kind of a problem. I kind of need a better way of doing this, probably with some more cards here. Make that system here a little bit faster. Okay. So let's take a look now. Consumes. For some reason, it's still taking a little bit, but it's all right. It's all right. So we are at 34% full. So hopefully we can keep this up. Hopefully. I don't know how fast this is gonna this is going to fill up, this Rinite tank. So we kind of need to keep on moving. So how do I make this? I need the Reprocessor with Rinite and this Vanadite. How do we get Vanadite? Vanadite ore can be found in the Nether. Do I have any Vanadite? I do not have any Vanadite. Oh boy. Oh wow, would you look at that? Here's some. It only gave me 26 though. Okay, so I know what I have to do. I have to get one of these, first of all. And then I need to try and find a boatload of them. Then I need to actually put my mining thingy to work, because I'm trying to think as I'm talking, because I need to make Vanadite and Vanadite ore, and there's only some of this in the Nether, so it's gonna be very, very complicated to get my hands on this thing. Oh boy. Dun, dun, dun. Our first Insanite ingot is pretty good, but of course we still need the Insanite ingot, which is Russinite, which we're producing a lot, with reticulite on a reprocessor. So we have this guy right here. Basically I need another one of these guys that I'm gonna put right here, outputting into here to make the last ingot that we need, which is Insanite. And then of course we'll be able to make the Insanite blocks. And there we have it, Insanite ingots, which means now to finish this area we only need to craft one of these bad boys, which is an Insanite block. Do we have, well, we need more. We need one extra Insanite ingot, which means we need Vanadite. We still don't have any, so I'm gonna grab some more quickly. And here we go, I grabbed some more items, I made an Insanite block, and now we have the Insanite block. Dun, 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 dun. We can grab all of these rewards, and this is a legendary reward. We will get something good. We got an Ender Dragon data model, an advanced version. That's kind of good if we need hearts. I guess if we need hearts, we can use that. That's kind of good. That's a really good data model to have, actually. But now this extreme reactor area is fully automated, except for the Vanadite part, because we don't really have a way of getting the ore reliably and breaking the ore. I guess I can make a ore breaking process with create, which I'll probably set up. The problem is actually getting the ore. I need to look ways to easily get that ore. And then we will have this area fully automated. Of course, they can work at their own pace and stuff like that, because they're right now I have the block, which means this will slowly but surely start getting me more blocks. I do have a lot of channels and stuff like that, as you can see, which I really need to check if I'm not overloading this P2P tunnel. Right now is on 26, so I don't have a lot of them. Yep, I only have like 6 more channels to use from that P2P tunnel, but I can get just easily enough get another P2P tunnel going, which is exactly what I'll have to do to get more machinery all in this factory. Because as you can see, there's a lot of space here. There's a lot of room to fill up with extra machinery. And that, of course, it doesn't include this drawer wall, but the drawer wall will probably just keep expanding over time the more resources I slam into it. But right now we have this area set up. It needs a little bit of decoration because it looks a little bit plain, but we'll get to that in due time. But I need to do something over here. It will probably involve create stuff because I really need to try and set up some create automation for certain blocks. So I'll probably use the rest of this factory here for that. And is that all the reactors stuff that we could do? I mean, we got this one here, doesn't really matter. I guess we have mechanism stuff to do as well, so let's not forget about that. We got a flawless gem as well from here. Basically, this what we just did was to get the philosopher's fuel. This is one of the parts of this craft that we need later to make the all the mods star. It's one piece right here. And then I do believe we need the all the mods star to make a lot of creative stuff. So we kind of need multiple all the mods stars. And it's actually a part of Greg Tech. Oh boy, it's gonna be fun. But of course, there was a lot of technology that has been working in. But then, of course, create cannot be forgotten. So the next episode, we are already going to be moving into another factory while we keep that one on a little bit of a pause because I want to set up the area where we will be taking our resources to make the all the mods star. And that means we need 55 mechanical crafters with the arm, wherever, because I want to try and get that part set up and hooked up because it's going to be tons of fun getting that there. And we can see the create stuff. I just want to take a look at the recipe again. Yeah, because we need a lot of unobtainium. So we got to get our hands on this system right here. We do have a lot of piglet. And when I say a lot of piglet, we have 17k piglet hearts and I stopped producing them. So we can still produce a lot of piglet hearts. And we now have a lot of vibranium, unobtainium, vibranium, and all the modium essences. So we are also producing tons of that. I believe here, yeah. I keep losing in my own base. Yeah, there we go. We are producing them all here with compost to speed up the process, so we can start producing the alloys on the next episode as well, probably in the reactor factory as well, because I have extra plans for extra areas in this factory, like an upstairs area as well. So as you can see, I have a lot of planning, I got a lot of things to do, and of course decorating, which I do believe it's very, very important in your own Minecraft world. And with all that said, as the night is falling in and probably some guys trying to kill me in a second, we are gonna end it here for today. We have this factory all up and running, and hopefully we can make it even better in the next episode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't, and see you in the next one. Bye. So a couple episodes ago we made our extreme reactor, but it is in need of an upgrade now. And what upgrade are we talking about? Well, for example, I just hooked it up into an export bus, which is exporting uranium blocks into this bad boy, so it's always online. And then we have it also linked up to give us the cyanide ingots right here. As you can see, we have a storage bus, so we have access to any of the cyanide that this guy is producing. And why do we need cyanide? Well, to fill up the rest of this factory right here. Now, the first step into moving with the next step of the extreme reactors is the reprocessor, as we can see over here. Now, to make this bad boy, I'm just gonna ask my system to make a bunch of this because I already taught the system. I want to go all the way up to a stack of blocks, which we should be able to, and somehow we're missing water.